Welcome back, Cougar fans. My name is Lindley Southern with CUCougars.com, and this is your Cougar Press Pass. The women's soccer team played 2 conference games this week. They took on the Scarlet Hawks of Illinois Tech on Wednesday, where they fell 1-0. Brooke Sheriff led the defense with 8 saves on the day. Sofia Cazares led the offense with 2 shots on the day, including 1 on frame. They then traveled to Lakeland University on Saturday, where they won 5-0. All 5 goals were the first career goals of each goal scorer this afternoon, and Grace Chavez, Morgan Burnap, Luciana Moran-Cruz, Stacy Maskery, and Lucy Carter. The Cougars outshot the Muskies 22-4 with 16 shots on frame. Mia Hirayama totaled 5 shots with 3 on goal and added an assist. Women's soccer will be back in action on Wednesday, where they will travel to Aurora University to take on the Spartans. The men's soccer team also played 2 conference games this week. They traveled to Illinois Tech on Wednesday, where they fell 3-1. Chase Zizak recorded a career-high 6 saves, playing the full 90 minutes in goal for the Cougars. Justin Ocampo scored the Cougars' lone goal and placed both his shots on frame. They were back on the road to travel to Lakeland University, taking on the Muskies, where they fell 5-2. Kyle Schultz recorded a career-high 11 saves in goal. Giovanni Lechuga led the Cougars offensively with 3 shots, 2 on frame, and 1 going in the back of the net. Bernardo Delgado scored CUC's other goal. Michael Sinise tallied both assists. Men's soccer will be back in action on Wednesday at home, where they will host Aurora University at 2 p.m. The women's volleyball team had a busy week, playing in 4 matches. On Wednesday, they traveled to Rockford University to take on the Regents, where they fell in a close battle 3-2. India Day had an all-around powerful night, where she had a season and career-high 28 digs, as well as season and career-high 23 kills to lead the Cougars. Day also added 2 aces. Lily Hunt was the only other Cougar to reach double digits in kills, with 12. Hunt also had 3 blocks as well as 2 assists. Melena Adler had a season-high 50 assists, and Bethany Rothel and Rachel Livesay shared the wealth in the back line, where they each had 16 and 15 digs. They then traveled to Alma, Michigan to compete in the Alma College Invitational, where they played in 3 matches. In Game 1, they fell to Calvin College 3-0. Day led the Cougars' offense with 6 kills, and Hunt followed closely with 5 of her own and led with 2 service aces. Both Rothel and Adler brought in 5 digs. Adler also recorded 10 assists in the game. In Game 2, they fell to Anderson University 3-0. Neva Foster led the Cougar offense, where she had 10 kills, the lone Cougar to reach double digits. Day and Rothel led the back line, where they had 12 and 11 digs. In the final match of the tournament, they took on Alma College, where they won 3-0. Livesay was the game leader for the Cougars with 11 kills and 7 digs, followed by Day, who had 10 kills. Ava Quevedo followed closely behind with 6 kills of her own. Harmony Cooper added 7 kills, 5 blocks, and 3 digs. Women's volleyball will be back in action on Thursday, where they will take on the Eagles of Edgewood University at home. The football team was on the road this weekend, where they traveled to Wisconsin Lutheran College to take on the Warriors. The Cougars fell 28-6. Jacob Redmond passed for 86 yards on 9 completions, including 1 touchdown. Redmond also rushed for 26 yards. Jerron Brown led on the ground with 84 yards, including a 22-yard rush to open up the second half. In the air, Wesley Jackson led the Cougars with 3 receptions for 48 yards, including a 28-yard catch. Jashawn Hall recorded his first career touchdown for the Cougars with a 12-yard catch. Caden Strower led defensively, picking up 10 tackles, 6 of which were solo, and 1 tackle for loss. Dominic Espinoza recorded a career-high 6 tackles, 3 of which were solo. Football will return home on Saturday for homecoming weekend, where they will take on Eureka College. The women's tennis team played 2 non-conference games this week. They traveled to Illinois College on Saturday, where they fell 7-0. Amelia Engelman had a close singles matchup against her opponent, where they entered a tie-breaking round after each player had won a set. Engelman ultimately fell in the match tiebreaker 10-3. In doubles, Engelman and Amira Shakir put up a fight, but fell 6-1. They then took on Illinois Wesleyan University at home, where they fell 7-0. The pairing of Hannah Upel and Sarah Gustafson was able to notch a game win, but ultimately fell 6-1. Shakira earned 2 games in a competitive first set at number 2 singles, but was unable to carry that momentum into the second, falling 6-2 and 6-0. Women's tennis will be back in action on Wednesday, where they will travel to Concordia University, Wisconsin to take on the Falcons. Coverage for all of our sports can be found at cucougars.com/coverage. My name is Lindley Southern, and this has been your Cougar Press Pass. Roll Cougs!